Here is a list of rotten movies according to Rotten Tomatoes critic scores that I genuinely like. The movies are listed in alphabetical order. Number 1, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Number 2, The Chronicles of Riddick, directed by David Tworthy. Number 3, Equilibrium, directed by Kurt Wimmer. This is actually one of my favorite Christian Bale films. I would even argue that Bale's performance in Equilibrium helped him get cast in the role of Batman in Batman Begins. Kurt Wimmer brought an interesting take of a futuristic totalitarian society where human emotion is outright banned. I highly recommend this movie for its story, acting, and gun kata action scenes. Number 4, Hollow Man, directed by Paul Verhoeven. It's a remake of the Visible Man story. I think the visuals were impressive for its time, and Kevin Bacon just owns every scene he's in with that movie. And this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I believe Hollow Man served as a way better take on the concept of the Invisible Man than the recent 2020 film. Number 5, Hostage, directed by Florence Siri. Number 6, Judge Dredd, directed by Danny Cannon. Despite the movie's flaws and lack of comic book accuracy, I highly enjoy this film because of Alan Silvestri's soundtrack. The music does make this campy movie feel more epic than it needed to be. I'd argue this is one of Silvestri's best works. As a kid, this movie was my introduction to the world of Judge Dredd. If you're a fan of Stallone action movies, I say Judge Dredd will satisfy you. Number 7, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, directed by Steve Odekirk. Number 8, Lady in the Water, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Number 9, Lionheart, directed by Sheldon Lettich. Number 10, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, directed by Stephen Norrington. Number 11, The Master of Disguise, directed by Perry Andelin Blake. Number 12, The Mummy Returns, directed by Stephen Sommers. Bad CGI Scorpion King aside, this is one of my favorite adventure films. Hands down, just a joyous, fun experience to sit through. Brendan Fraser's Rick O'Connell is what I consider to be my generation's Indiana Jones. Number 13, The One, directed by James Wong. Number 14, The Punisher, directed by Jonathan Hensley. Number 15, Queen of the Damned, directed by Michael Reimer. Number 16, Resident Evil, directed by Paul Anderson. My uncle summed up this movie very nicely. He said it's a shit adaptation of the video game, but a good zombie movie. I 100% agree with his statement. Along with Event Horizon and Mortal Kombat, I believe Resident Evil is one of Paul Anderson's better films to watch. Number 17, Smoking Aces, directed by Joe Carnahan. Number 18, Terminator Salvation, directed by Mick G. Out of all the Terminator sequels past T2 Judgment Day, I'd say Salvation is the one that gets overlooked. I always thought after Terminator 2, the franchise should have focused on the Skynet future as a full-length movie. Now, while the look of the film doesn't match James Cameron's style from the previous movies, I'd say Salvation does a good job of having its own identity in the Terminator franchise. Number 19, Tango and Cash, directed by Andrei Konchalovsky, Albert Magnoli, and Peter MacDonald. Number 20, Underworld, directed by Len Wiseman. Number 21, Van Helsing, also directed by Stephen Sommers. Number 22, White Chicks, directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans. And finally, number 23, Wishmaster, directed by Robert Kurtzman. This movie is one of the best showcases of Robert Kurtzman's practical effects. I admire Wishmaster for its ambitious concept of trying to use a genie as a horror villain. Andrew Divoff's performance of the Djinn to me is up there with Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger and Doug Bradley's Pinhead. That was my list of Rotten Critic scores movies that I genuinely like. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, or even share your own rotten movies that you like. Thanks for watching.